Hello, YouTube and Infinite Magicraid community. Gandalf here. Sorry, I've been away for a little bit. Was on vacation, took the family camping, and I came down with COVID. Pretty sure it wasn't the nature that gave me the the virus, but I'm pretty sure it was something more like I was busy at a passport office and there were a lot of people there. So yeah, not sure. I wasn't careful. So I'm down. I'm still feeling pretty terrible right now. I probably sound very different right now too. But at one of the particular requests of a viewer, they wanted me to do EC 73, and I thought it's a good opportunity since for the first time I cleared EC 73, Elemental City, on Gandalf the Grey, the account. This is the account without a lot of the PvE heroes. You can see that uh, there is no Hez, there is no Nidroid, no Santa E3, only a E1 there. So you're missing a lot of key heroes that you would normally imagine be really helpful in PvE situation. I do have a Nordak and Catherine. What's really nice about this particular rotation is the bosses don't hit actually very hard. Um, so there's ways to cheese the boss. I know some of you said they're stuck on 73, sorry, 75. So as long as you can handle the waves for it, and this is one of the situations where I think you got to be careful about the ways where you don't CC the enemy too much. If there are way too many debuffs, they will get those extra turns. So I'll talk a little bit about each. Since I won't go into the actual um, teams themselves. Like I won't actually play through it, the content for you, but I will kind of explain the logic on how we beat it. I think with this one, I can show you very quickly. The idea is very simple. What you want to do is have actually just all AoE heroes because when you kill them down, um, they um, they they refresh all your cooldowns. What you do need is multiple AoEs over and over again to break down the 3 damage immunity shields from the different bosses. So I can show you on this team very briefly. Literally pick any AoE hero that you can use for this. Healing is not really required. I put in Catherine just to show you that even with just 4 AoE heroes, you're fine. Cast all your spells, make sure they're all there, and basically, here, let me just save and I'll show you briefly how this works. Um, so EC73, pretty straightforward. What you'll see quickly is you're just constantly killing the enemy. Your Nita's getting the cooldowns. Everything is just dying. It will take about 200 turns or so. Um, but yeah, you will get a kill. My damage not that high. I mean, um, it's not the greatest setup, but what you got here is just, repeat, rinse and repeat, right? Everything dies, you get your cooldowns back. Nita's just, you're just gonna AoE over and over again. See, the 3 is going down to 2. Basically, all your heroes, another AoE there. So now you're hitting through. So everything dies, your cooldown's back. Um, right, you're constantly AoEing it down. I brought in a Catherine just to be safe, but honestly, like in case for some reason, they don't die within that 1 turn time window, I have kind of a shield on. But for the most part, you can see the boss does very, very low damage itself. Most of the damage is actually from the ads if they don't die in that first turn. So really having a setup like this, just AoE over and over again, they die, you're good to go. Okay, um, so that's 70, 75. Let's talk about the 70 boss. Uh, um, so on this particular boss, the key here is you really just need to make sure you focus on getting that 15 layers of dot. The best bleeders in game is the best bleeders actually. Well, I actually do have my own Lucia, but Lucia and Nita. Um, if you don't have a Nita and you have Hez, get a Hez, and you can bring Veronica, which is a better single target bleeder. That can give you quite a bit of sustain. You basically want 3 different types of bleeds on the target. For this particular one, what I did was I ran Nordak. I borrowed somebody's Santa and then I put in my Sigmund to run through this. Getting through the wave wasn't difficult. The idea is the freeze and slow just really helps you get the additional cooldown. Nita does a lot of AoE clear, and in this wave's dungeon effect, you do get a lot of additional attack from your mastery-based heroes. So Bleeders and Poisoner really benefit from this particular rotation. I borrowed someone's Santa E3 to clear it because I was having trouble with the wave a little bit, just in terms of survivability for just getting to the boss. Once I got to the boss, it wasn't hard at all. The key was just getting through the waves. I probably could have done it without, but I could have. I knew I already planned it out. I was gonna borrow one for this one and one for the previous boss, and then I know in the last one I was okay to go. So I'm not gonna show you, but the idea is pretty straightforward for this boss. Stack up to 15 layers of dots, and he will die. He doesn't have a lot of HP. The key is, can you stack up enough dots fast enough? Um, I think the best HP burner hero here you should be using is actually her. I did have her built, but unfortunately I regressed her because I needed something else right away. But I will build her later. But she basically puts on the most number of HP burn. The other one is actually Melia. But if you have any of these heroes, the goal is just to put as many layers of dots on there as quickly as you can and consistent. The boss doesn't have a lot of HP. You'll be fine with 300 turns. Okay, then let's talk about the last boss here. So this is the boss that has a lot of HP. Okay, and this is where I ran a comp like this. I ran my Nordak and I borrowed a Lucifer here. Um, this will be a really good comp. On my other team, I ran two direct damage dealers. I didn't use. I ran something like Catherine is a must for this boss. Your goal is to really get leverage the full counter attack for the whole 10 counter hits when he AoEs. So what you're really looking for is that strong auto attack on the first skill. So things like All Caster is great because you have defense break, tenacity down, plus really strong auto attacks. You could get, you know, you can put, so I don't know, you can put, I actually used her on my other account and it was fine instead of borrowing someone's Lucifer. What you want is just you do want to bring Anita just for clearing the waves and getting through the waves a little bit easier. And then you need to direct damage dealer. What you want your Catherine to do is your Catherine ideally should be just one or two speed, just slightly faster than the boss. So what you can do is time your counterattack right before he casts his ultimate, so then you get full um, 10 turns of counterattack. Usually after 3 or 4 counterattack rounds, the boss should be dead. Um, so again, this is something you can really take advantage of Catherine. So the key mechanic here is just manual it on the boss stage, apply Catherine's counterattack AoE at the right time. So hopefully this is helpful for people who haven't cleared EC73. I think this rotation is probably the best opportunity for you to clear it. I have never cleared it before. This is the first time I got through and I found this rotation a lot easier than the other ones because I always had survivability issues without the Santa E3 before, but this time around I was able to get through it without that particular issue. So again, sorry everyone, been away a little bit. I'm hoping I'll be able to get better sooner. I know people have been asking me to finish up some of the other series like damage formulas on maybe explaining the mastery aspect as well. There's some PvP content that I should be rolling out as well. So um, as soon as I get better, more videos will be coming up. Thanks everyone for your support. Take care.